happens.
A relentless winter storm system, bringing heavy snow, high winds, and treacherous black ice conditions, has wreaked havoc across Colorado, triggering numerous multi-vehicle pileups and resulting in at least one confirmed fatality. The chaotic conditions prompted the Colorado State Patrol to issue urgent warnings and local police departments to declare accident alerts as the state grapples with its first major winter weather event of the season. The most tragic incident occurred early Thursday morning in southeastern Colorado, where a severe crash on Highway 115 near Penrose claimed one life. According to an initial investigation by the Colorado State Patrol, the fatal incident at approximately 7:19 a.m. involved a Subaru Outback and a Colorado Department of Transportation snowplow. Troopers reported that the snowplow was traveling southbound, actively clearing the road, when a northbound-traveling Subaru Outback lost control on the snow-packed and slushy pavement. The Subaru spun out, crossing the center line and colliding head-on with the front of the heavy-duty plow. The male driver of the Subaru was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the snowplow, a 45-year-old man from Cañon City, sustained only minor injuries and was not transported to the hospital. Neither vehicle carried passengers. Authorities immediately closed that stretch of Highway 115 to investigate the crash and clear the scene, forcing significant detours for morning commuters. The danger extended into the high country, where Interstate 70, a critical artery connecting eastern and western Colorado through the Rocky Mountains, experienced two massive, related pileups within minutes of each other on Sunday morning. In Eagle County, near the Glenwood Springs area, two separate chain reaction collisions involving approximately 50 vehicles in total brought traffic to a standstill. The first incident, a 20-car pileup near mile marker 130, occurred around 11:30 a.m. Just 12 minutes later, a separate 30-car pileup was reported near mile marker 119. Miraculously, Colorado State Patrol confirmed that no serious injuries were reported in either of these large-scale incidents, though for individuals sustained minor injuries in one of the pileups. Witnesses described a scene of chaos, with passenger cars, SUVs, and several semi-trucks jackknifed and strewn across the icy lanes. Amy Mertz, a driver who witnessed one of the pileups, noted the reckless behavior of some motorists, who dashed down the canyon at high speed while most vehicles were moving at a speed of 45 kilometers per hour. CDOT officials, who had 875 plows deployed statewide, emphasized that the sudden onset of heavy, wet snow combined with drivers traveling too fast for the conditions were the primary contributors to the gridlock. The closures on I-70 caused significant delays and stranded drivers for hours as emergency crews worked to clear the wreckage and treat the roadway. Across the Denver metro area and the Front Range, the story was similar. Dozens of spinouts and minor crashes due to rapidly deteriorating road conditions. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office reported roughly 50 vehicles slid off the road along Highway 93 during Wednesday morning's commute alone. Denver police responded to 150 crashes in a single icy overnight period. Colorado State Patrol Sergeant Ivan Alvarado issued a stern warning to motorists, calling the spate of incidents a necessary wake-up call that winter driving conditions have officially returned. People are still used to driving on dry roads, and that has to change right now, Sergeant Alvarado stated. If you are driving the speed limit when it is snowing, you know you are driving too fast already. Authorities are urging drivers to equip their vehicles with proper winter or all-weather tires and carry chains when traveling in mountainous areas, especially as winter storm warnings remain in effect for much of the state into the weekend. The Colorado Avalanche Information Center also warned that the significant new snowfall has dramatically increased the risk of avalanches in the backcountry, urging skiers and hikers to exercise extreme caution. For the latest road conditions and closure information, Drivers are advised to check the CDOT Trip website before traveling. The incident occurred at approximately 1:45 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on the eastbound lanes of I-70, near mile marker 228, a notoriously steep and winding section of the highway just west of the Eisenhower Tunnel. The multi-vehicle crash forced a complete closure of both eastbound and westbound lanes of I-70 through Clear Creek County for over 8 hours as crews worked painstakingly to untangle the wreckage and clear the roadway. CDOT deployed additional heavy equipment and de-icing agents to stabilize the area. While the weather was the catalyst, state troopers quickly identified human error as the primary contributing factor in the scale of the crash. Despite the visible onset of snow and reduced visibility, many motorists failed to adjust their speed adequately. Witness statements suggest that many vehicles, particularly those descending the steep grade, were still traveling near the 65 miles per hour speed limit when they hit the black ice. People simply weren't slowing down, noted a witness who managed to pull over safely before the pileup. The first few cars lost control immediately. You saw brake lights flash, but it was already too late. They were just sliding uncontrollably into each other. The sequence of the crash began when a fully loaded semi-truck, unable to maintain traction on the slick grade, jackknifed it across all 3 eastbound lanes. Vehicle 1, semi-truck. The initial pivot point, blocking traffic flow. Vehicles 2 to 5, passenger cars. These cars, traveling too fast, slammed into the truck's trailer or the guardrails as they swerved, creating the initial blockage. Vehicles 6-40+. The pileup, a cascade of subsequent impacts occurred as oncoming traffic, blinded by the whiteout and unable to stop on the ice, plowed into the developing wreckage. The incident serves as a stark reminder from Colorado authorities. When winter weather arrives, speed management and vigilance are non-negotiable. Meanwhile, North Dakota is currently enduring a significant and dangerous winter storm, with blizzard warnings active across much of the northern and central parts of the state through early Saturday afternoon. The severe weather system has brought heavy snow, extreme winds, and what authorities describe as life-threatening travel conditions, causing widespread disruptions on major interstates and rural roads. The blizzard is characterized not just by high snowfall accumulation, though some areas are predicted to see over a foot of snow, but by fierce wind gusts reaching up to 60 miles per hour, creating blinding whiteout conditions. This combination is the primary reason the National Weather Service is urging residents to avoid all non-essential travel. Visibility along key travel corridors like Interstate 94, I-94, and Interstate 29, I-29, which link major cities like Fargo, Bismarck, and Grand Forks, has been repeatedly reduced to near zero for extended periods. The resulting blowing snow makes differentiating the road from the surrounding landscape nearly impossible, a major hazard in North Dakota's expansive, rural terrain. Travel is expected to be impossible in the impacted areas. A statement from the NWS noted, widespread closures and disruptions to infrastructure may occur. The dangerous conditions led to immediate road closures and numerous accidents, particularly involving commercial vehicles. The North Dakota Department of Transportation reported snow warning conditions on many surfaces, with poor friction readings in several areas. The North Dakota Highway Patrol has been stretched thin, responding to dozens of spinouts and several significant injury crashes across the state since the storm began. One incident captured by a dashcam near Fargo illustrated the sudden danger. Traffic slowed at first, only for multiple cars to immediately lose control on black ice, sliding sideways into a growing tangle of vehicles. While most drivers in that particular pileup suffered only minor injuries due to lower speeds, Authorities emphasize that heavy vehicle crashes are statistically more common in North Dakota during these cold months. We've seen it time and again. When winter weather hits, drivers need to be extra vigilant, a Vision Zero North Dakota spokesperson emphasized, a project aimed at reducing traffic fatalities. The NDHP has noted that commercial vehicle crashes are particularly prevalent in rural areas during winter conditions. Beyond travel chaos, the storm's intensity poses risks to critical infrastructure. The combination of heavy snow and bitter cold temperatures, which are expected to drop below 0 degrees Fahrenheit, can strain power grids and isolate rural communities. Power outages become a potentially deadly scenario when extreme cold coincides with a lack of heat access. Road crews are working around the clock to balance route priorities and clear main highways, but service to outlying townships can be significantly delayed. Residents relying on county roads are advised to check the NDDOT Road Weather Information System and prepare emergency kits, as response times for emergency services are highly impacted by the blizzard conditions. The storm, part of a larger system affecting the Midwest, is expected to continue its path eastward, but North Dakota remains in its icy grip, waiting for a reprieve from the life-threatening winter assault. The most devastating recent incident occurred in McLean County on November 28, 2025, a day when windy conditions and snow made road surfaces slick. The North Dakota Highway Patrol reported a fatal T-bone collision at the intersection of Highway 83 and Highway 37 at approximately 4:55 p.m. Central Standard Time. According to the NDHP report, an 88-year-old male driver of a Toyota Camry, who was not wearing a seatbelt, failed to yield after stopping at the intersection while traveling eastbound on Highway 37. A Hyundai Santa Cruz traveling southbound on Highway 83 struck the Camry on the driver's side. The Camry driver was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the Santa Cruz sustained injuries. This incident highlighted the dangers even on rural highways during periods of snow and wind, where driver error combined with slick conditions can quickly turn fatal. The storm system caused widespread damage on the state's primary travel arteries, I-94 and I-29, particularly near the Minnesota border where the blizzard conditions were most severe. During a blizzard event on Tuesday, November 25, 2025, authorities responded to dozens of spin-outs and multiple crashes. Harwood Fire and Rescue crews, along with the NDHP, were assisting stranded motorists and clearing vehicles that had slid off I-29 near the Minnesota border when a reckless driver nearly struck first responders. Dashcam footage released by the department showed a white pickup truck sliding uncontrollably off the road, forcing 2 firefighters and a state trooper to jump out of the way to avoid being hit. Harwood Fire Chief Brian Gear released a statement expressing his fury over the incident, which he called a result of irresponsible driver behavior. The incident underscored the severe risk posed by drivers traveling too fast for the extreme conditions, even after interstates had been officially closed or travel was strongly discouraged. That same day, the NDHP reported 21 weather-related crashes and 60 instances of highway assistance across the state, indicating widespread hazardous conditions. As of today, authorities continue to stress that no travel is advised across large swaths of North Dakota. The NWS warnings remain in effect, highlighting that high winds and drifting snow can make cleared roads impassable within minutes. Drivers planning travel are strongly encouraged to check the official NDDOT travel map for real-time updates on closures and conditions. The recurring message from state officials remains a simple but critical safety plea. Slow down, wear seatbelts, and avoid unnecessary travel until the blizzard passes.